Hi Aquarius, welcome into your weekly reading. I hope you're doing amazing. We're going to begin, of course, and jump right into the tarot, but as we proceed, do keep in mind, as always, this is a general reading, so just apply it as you should, and it can definitely, the messages can definitely apply to the surrounding time, the time surrounding the week, if you think about it. So just keep an open mind and apply it once again as you should, as you will. So let's do some shuffling. I don't know why I feel quite happy jumping into your energy. A skip and a step is what I just heard. To begin for Aquarius. When you feel giddy, you're doing something right. When you feel giddy, you're being assisted. And when you feel happy and for whatever reason randomly, just know that it's a reiteration or just a reminder you've made the right choice. I don't know how that's coming through for you. I know how it'll apply for me. But it's a week of development. It's a week of change and rebirth, taking a highlight from the recent past. Maybe a continuing process for some of which onto the reading, like myself. And if you're new to the channel, I have Aquarius in my chart. But it feels like you are thinking about how things are meant to develop and change more so moving forward. You can't help but think about, why am I not glowing to the fullest extent at certain points? Or why was I completely lacking that glow or that motivation, that vibrancy that I can normally, they're saying whip up or see come to be for myself or maintain. When I rewind back to that last chapter, or just, rewinding back in general. Because you weren't in the right environment, certain factors were weighing you down. It feels like you weren't taking care of yourself enough. You still might not be. But it's this feeling of you taking the week and grabbing it for all it's worth and just running with the fact that you can make so much progress throughout the week. I can sit here and ponder upon what I don't have, think about, stress about maybe what I left behind and whether it was the right choice and what it's leaving me lacking or needing or having to deal with currently. But Spirit's saying that's not going to do you justice, right? And so it's a week where you buckle down and you focus on what you can focus on, have to. And the Spirit's saying everything else will work itself out, and what you need to work out personally, you'll put the effort towards it and it will work out, period. All right. It's the center point where Spirit's reminding you you're a very good soul. It's where your intentions beam from. It's this feeling of you having this pure vibe about you, where it's leaving people desiring more. This could be in personal interactions. This could be your energy when you're out and about, say you're at work and or at home. It could be when you're online, maybe running your business. It feels like you're going to be able to shake a lot of hands and make a lot of deals moving forward. I don't know why that's coming through, but it feels like you're going to be able to connect to the point of success and doors opening moving forward. So let's not stress, okay? What you have at hand is just a little bit of what lies ahead, okay? And they're also saying it's a week that reminds you once again to be careful what you wish for, what you desire, what you communicate to your guides and to the universe. And they're saying all the meanwhile your higher self, because things are going to start coming to be as you desire. And so when you wish for something at one point and then things change, or you realize you were just kind of in the moment of desiring and not really thinking about the reality of what would actually benefit you or what that would entail, and then it comes to be, it's like, okay, let's just tread carefully. We don't need to desire everything all at once, because those desires are going to change. Things could change, and you might realize more so what you need moving forward, because you're changing at this time, given you've made certain changes up until this point. But it feels like you're also being pushed to recognize or remember at certain points how much your external reality, certain factors that you've decided and are deciding at this time moving forward, how much those affect you for the better and for the worse, right? Say you decided to work in that place, right, that with that company or under them, and it sometimes affects you negatively and sometimes it affects you positively. And so we're throughout this week and surrounding it, somewhat to a simplistic manner, pointing out and having you notice or remember when it affects you this way or that way, right? And this will help with certain upcoming changes, choices, and you're going to need to discern moving forward. But the Five of Cups, what are we expecting the worst when it comes to? It might be in regards to acquiring a new situation. It might be in regards to the continuation of where you're living, working, maybe that person you're dating or certain friends or one in particular. Could be family. But it feels like all the meanwhile, there's this reminder once again, the cup that's spilt, right? Whether just seeing somebody literally go up to the cup and just go, whoop, I just spilled that one, right? Saying I'm ready to risk it all, or I was, and Spirit saying if whether you did it or not, whether it was within your control to an extent, fully or not, that cup is spilled. So let's not focus on it, right? Let's focus on those cups, or that maybe that one singular cup that is still sitting there quite full and ready for us to tend to see a lot of rewards come from. And Spirit saying, watch those cups get replaced by full ones, right? Better, more aligned for you. And so, however, ooh, interesting, as they just pushed that out of my hands and ended up on the floor in the reverse position. We need to be expecting the best and watch things work out, because I feel like you are truly manifesting at this time. And there's no doubt about the fact that you're able to see what you desire once again, what you need, come to be. But if you're trying to force an earlier timeline, right, earlier destined timing, then it's just not going to work in the way you think in that moment or at that point. And so then you're going to be seeing it delayed to the point where it was meant to come to be, right? So don't try to fight divine timing all the meanwhile. But I also feel like you're very supported throughout the week for whatever reason, feeling very connected to the Aquarian energy. It feels like you are very much guided and supported by the spiritual realm. But at times, some of which drawn to the reading, and I'm guilty of this at times too, you need to figure out what you want, right? And again, be careful what you wish for. But if you're kind of all over the place, back and forth, or just very indecisive about what you desire, what you want, what you need, or when you want it to come to be, how are you going to expect for your guides to be 100% clear all the meanwhile, right? They may be more clear than you in regards to seeing the future and the past quite clearly, at least for the most part. But it's this feeling that you need to kind of sit down and maybe write it on paper if need be, or just, sort through things, maybe meditate and then kind of try to figure it out with a clear mindset. Because figuring out what you want, what you actually need, and when you want that to come to be will be helpful. It may not come to be exactly at that point, but you get what I'm saying, right? And then flowing with those manifestations, co-creations, all the meanwhile. But you're thinking about, again, what you left behind, where you need to head to, what you need to take on, what you need to maintain. And it just feels like at times that can be an overwhelming thought process and levels of action, right? But it just feels like in certain ways throughout the week, you're doing things quite effortlessly or just in a very light and healthy manner, but you are getting a lot done, right? It may feel like you're getting less done than you actually are. In Spirit saying you're going to feel out when to get things done quite efficiently throughout the week. So just roll with that, flow with it, okay? And I feel like there's going to be a time where in the near future where Spirit pushes you to step away from a situation temporarily, and this will remind you of how guided you truly are. Very interesting. I don't know why that came out. They're also pushing you to recognize or remember at certain points certain people that you once very much connected with, or maybe still do to an extent or fully. They're going in different directions, okay? Or they're all going in a similar kind of direction as you're being pulled in your own individual divine path kind of direction. Does that make sense? You have a very divine path, and you might be reminded of that with feathers and other synchronicities from Spirit, as we have the High Priestess. You're very, very spiritual being an Aquarius, and when it comes to what you've been through, and this week reminds you of that. And if you're not utilizing that to your full advantage, then what are you doing, right? You're doing yourself a disjustice all the meanwhile, because you have this, they're showing kind of like a pot of gold, and each coin of gold is symbolizing one of your tools that you could be using to your advantage, right? And very interesting imagery, and one of which is your ability to manifest, but you're another one that you need to be consistently reminding yourself to use once again, put to use your intuition, all right? It's strengthening over time, and every bit of what you've been through has assisted with just that, okay? Or with that in general, not just that. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is a week where underneath it all you're being noticed, right? For somebody who's changing, somebody who can manifest, and somebody who's extremely in tune and connected, all right? It's a week where you can see things proceed in the way you want, intertwined with, combined with the way Spirit sees things productively moving forward. But I feel like you're gaining a lot throughout the week on more than one level, and it's up to you to acknowledge what you're gaining and roll with it, okay? Because I feel like some of which, say it's an intuitive hit, maybe a dream, a message from spirit, it could be something you are pushed to research or look up or remember. It may not come in handy or be put to use throughout this week, and you may not fully grasp when or how it's meant to come into play moving forward. But there's a reason why you're being reminded, informed, or you're absorbing, gaining whatever it is for you, okay? Some of which do very intuitive work or spiritual work or healing work, and it's going to benefit you greatly personally. I know you're obviously helping other people, and that might be a different type of work or a different type of hobby where you get to help people and it's not spiritual or healing or intuitive. But I feel like somehow that's going to help you greatly throughout the week when it comes to your personal evolution, when it comes to the way you're changing. And I feel like there's a lot about when you glow once again that teaches you things of importance throughout the week. Horrible wording, but you get the point. It's a very good reading, I can feel. The Hierophant flowing out. Look at this. I'm going to get these. Bear with me. Ignore the moving boxes in the back. The Hierophant and the Five of Cups. In the midst of a lack of change currently, you need to be, and probably will be to an extent, expecting the best. But it feels like when this change comes to be in the near future, because of what you've been through in the past in similar situations or in general, you will be expecting the worst, right? Say you move to a new place of residence and it reminds you or sparks past experiences with roommates, or as I got cut off, you get the point. Don't let your past hold you back or adjust your healthy perspective when stepping into new experiences, new opportunities. But to wrap this up, the Justice card and the Three of Cups, because this week gives you evidence that justice is flowing in for you, that things are working out for you, and there's a sense of luck and support and guidance once again on your side. And it's a week for you to recognize there's more than one reason to celebrate, and there's a lot of positive change on the horizon for you within and outside of you. Beautiful. So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light, Aquarius. Go enjoy your week, and I'll definitely see you next time.